Alright guys, David here, Butler Outdoors. You have to forgive me for trying to film in the dark. I decided to hold off and check my traps after I was done deer hunting today. But for my last video, I showed you setting some dog proofs by den trees. I had 2 dog proofs here, and look what we got. A couple of big old trash pandas. So we'll get these guys taken care of, and I've got a few more traps to check. I already caught one possum earlier, but I didn't get that recorded. So we'll get these guys taken care of, and stay tuned. Alright guys, it's David here with Butler Outdoors. Another trap check day. See, we got a couple of Ricky raccoons here. This is one of the den trees that I pointed out in my previous videos. We've caught several here so far. You can see where they've got it tore up. I think this is 5th or 6th one in this location. So we'll get these guys taken care of, and it looks like that guy over there got into some old rope that was laying by the tree. But we'll get these guys taken care of and move on down the line. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, what is up? David here with Butler Outdoors. Down here at the property running our trap line. Got the family with me. Got my little buddy. What's your name, dude?
I'm Mr. Butler.
Yeah, it's cold today, isn't it? Yep. And there's Mama there. So we got the whole family. We're coming up on our first traps here, and we'll get the camera flipped around and I'll show you what we got. Stay tuned.
What is that?
I don't know, what is it, dude?
Oh, it's a possum, and it's still kicking.
It's a grinner. It's a pretty big one.
Nervous.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we got big old possum. Got one of our coyote sets at a dirt hole here, and he found his way in there. But we'll take it. The only reason we trap is to just kind of control the predators on our property. So we'll get him taken care of, and then we'll move on down the line. What do you think, bud?
Cool, but kind of scary at the same time.
Kind of scary?
Yeah, because I mean, look how big its body is.
Yeah, that's a big one, huh?
Oh, he's showing me his teeth.
All right, we'll get him taken care of, so stay tuned. All right, guys. We got us Ricky raccoon in a dog proof. Not a real big coon, but he's pretty good size. Got wrapped up in some briars and stuff, but not bad. Then we got another possum. Got into one of my coyote sets, so he's wearing a pair of bracelets, one on each front foot. But we'll get these guys taken care of, and that's the end of the trap line. So 2 possums and 1 raccoon. So, all right, stay tuned. All right, guys. So I'm trying something out a little bit different today. Got a head mount for my tactacam. Hopefully I can give you guys a little bit of a better view, kind of a POV view of what I'm doing here. So these 2 traps, I caught the possum in at a double dirt hole, and had 2 traps. This is one that got dug out by a coyote last week, I think it was. So I'm going to show you how I remake these. I'll try and salvage this the best I can. Obviously there's plenty of scent and some eye appeal now, so we'll work with what we got here. But he's got it Got it pretty well boogered up, but we'll remake these and I'll kind of show you how that works. All right. So there's blood on the ground. You can see my trap pan covers over there. I'm not too worried about that stuff. We'll get that covered up with some dirt and stuff. But look at all this stuff that grinner ended up pulling up towards the center like they always do. They love to twist and roll and make a mess out of everything. So we will get this cleaned up. You can see I still got my trap bed there with some peat moss down in there. But we'll get that all cleaned up. Same thing over here. We'll just make that as part of the backing. These pan covers, he's got those all bloodied and covered in scent, so I don't want to reuse those. But we'll just add that to the backing. It'll add some more scent and eye appeal there. All right. So let's see what we got here. Got a big old root in here. Try and get that cleaned up. It's being stubborn. There. Got that. All right. So I just got a Victor number 3 here. I put in a pause I-trip pan and dog on it. I really like that style of dog and pan. You don't have to worry about messing with anything. Get some of that hair off there. And take some bark or dirt, rub it off, clean it up some. Get that set. So I like having a nice big depression underneath my traps for any moisture and precipitation to get down in there. But I mean, it's sitting pretty good right now, but we'll pound that in and pinch the jaws. Got a little sledgehammer. I like to keep my levers cleared out, and that way if it does freeze, there's nothing frozen over those levers. Alright, so that's not too bad. Oh, work with that just a little bit. Get some of this blood out of there. Clean up some of those sticks out of the way, but that's bedded nice and tight. And since we're getting some freeze and thaw, what I like to do before I put my peat moss down is I just put some calcium chloride in and around there, because that wet ground will freeze. All right. I just started using these latex pan covers this year, so so far they're alright. I don't really have any negative things to say about them. Wait for that night ledge. There it is. Okay. What we'll do, just got peat moss here. I'll use just enough to get everything covered up. And these big chunks I try and grind up, and if they don't, they go right back over onto the backing. Alright. Always want to know where your pan's at. Right there. So the bad thing with peat moss is you can't really pack it. So it's hard to bed traps in it. But if you got your jaws pinched in by the dirt and you use some calcium chloride, or if you use anything else, you know, to keep it from freezing, it holds in place pretty well. So that's done there. Now we gotta find my, looks like my dirt holes right here. Yep, so we'll get that dug back out. There we go. Bait's probably still in there. Just kind of scrape this, make it look like something dug out of there. And what you can do, I mean, you can rake up some of this wetter stuff from around and blend your set in some. You just don't want to put very much on top, otherwise it'll form a hard crust over your trap. But just a little bit like that blends it in nice, and that's really all there is to it. Get that hole cleaned out just a tad more. Looks like it filled in. That's pretty good. Alright. So that's for the one trap. Like I said, that was a Victor number 3 that I put a pause eye trip on. We'll go over to this one and we'll do the same thing. This here is just a Bridger number 3 dogless. I'll clean out this trap bed. A lot of peat moss, just all saturated. Rain, freeze and thaw and everything, so we'll get this cleaned up and remade. All right. I'm gonna clean out that trap bed some, so I got more space for any moisture to go if we do get some rain. I don't think there's any in the forecast, at least in the next few days, but I'm only trapping on 55 acres. This is the property I own, so I trap only, I mean, the only reason I even trap is for management purposes. I don't really care if I catch raccoons or possums in my coyote sets. You know, I've got dog proofs out for that, but you know, I'm working on predator management of all predators. You know, your nest predators can really do some damage to your turkey population. You know, turkeys have a hard enough time with weather conditions and everything to, you know, get a good hatch, and having predators come in and wreck their nests and eat all their eggs, possibly even kill the hen in the process, definitely doesn't help. Alright, so that trap's good and solid. See, like I said, I've got the levers clean. You know, there's nothing on top of the trap. It's just pinched in, but it is not moving. So just like with the other one, I'll put some calcium chloride, ice melt, whatever you want to use. Salts, straight salt's not exactly a good thing because then your deer can get attracted to it. I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but dang deer get in my sets all the time because my property's it's 55 acres, but it's all timber, so I get you know, can't really have field edges to set and get out away from the deer and everything. But you know, like I said, I do it for management purposes, so I may only get, you know, coyotes coming through. I mean, I've had these traps out for 2 weeks. I have trail cameras on all my traps so I can kind of monitor what's going on, and it does help if you you know, have them on video or watch the pictures. You know, it really can help you kind of see how those coyotes and everything interact with your sets. But like I said, out of 2 weeks, I think I've had one coyote come through at my sets. I've got a camera several hundred yards from here. I had one coyote appear on that one, but you know, like I said, it could take, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for coyotes to make their rounds out of the, you know, their range. There's a lot of ag north of me, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if they head out that way and you know, hunt those waterways and fields and everything. But they do come through, so I want my traps working and operable when they do make their way through here. Alright, so I always want to know where your pan's at. It's right there. You'll pack a little bit around. I'll put a little bit more just to level it out. And then we'll kind of hard to do one-handed. There we go. Get some duff and everything and just make this one a blind set over here, sorta, kinda. Alright. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. What I'm going to do, I've got this dirt hole here. I'm going to take some of those sticks. I'm going to put a little more of some guiding on this side. So if we do get a coyote come in and work, and if he's skittish because of that guiding, I'll leave this side open where that bridger's at, and that might pick him up. Find a, looks like we got some sticks over here. Yeah, that'll work. Nice big one. So yeah, we'll just put that right there. All right. Try to clean up this a little bit, which this snow and stuff's gonna thaw out. And we'll get that, but all right. So that one's done. Got some nice slushy coyote urine. put on the back. Rebait and relure. So for bait, I'll get everything in this bag inside the bag. I don't know why. I can still smell the skunk. So, but my bait that I've been using, just some homemade bait. I had my deep freeze go out last year, I think it was, and so had a bunch of meat down there that went bad. Had venison, pork, beef, chicken, all kinds of stuff. So basically I just ground it all up, and I added I think it was Dobbin's bait solution. And then see that hair in there? Had a rabbit get hit, run over right in front of my house in the street. So I was like, oh, heck, we'll throw some rabbit in there, fur and all. So that's what that is. All right. So we'll get that down in there. Have to get a bigger stick to push it down in. I don't want it easy to get to. A nice big chunk of fat in there too. So, all right. So that's the bait I'm using. I've got several gallons of it, so won't be needing to buy any bait for a while. And for lure, I'm going to use Caven's Gusto on this one. This is a really loud lure, a lot of skunk in it. Whew. Yes, lots of skunk. So we'll just put that up here on the backing. Right there. So that'll carry a long ways there. And that's really it, guys. That is the remake. Like I said, we've got, I'm not sure where that stick came from. I don't want it right over the pan. But yeah, so we've got my Bridger 3 right here, kind of in a blind set over here, and then we've got that Victor number 3 right there on the dirt hole. So, you know, I've got pretty good backing there behind it, a lot of brush naturally, and then obviously all this backing that's piled up there. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so I've got some dog proofs to rebait, and then a couple more sets to remake. Stay tuned.